problems. In Vauxhall, there are delays eastbound on Nine Elms Lane because of roadworks. On the North Circular, there are traffic light problems at Ealing Common. That's causing delays. And on the A13, traffic is heavier than usual westbound from Ferry Lane to Beckton. A look at today's weather now, and it'll be a cloudy day with showers at times, but we should see small outbreaks of sunshine this afternoon and a top temperature of 12 degrees. That's all from me for now. I'll be back with our lunchtime news at 1:30. Bye-bye for now.
Welcome back.
Spending time in a children's hospital, it can be a difficult experience for the parents as well as the patient. It's why pastoral care is often as vital as medical treatment.
Well, at Birmingham Children's Hospital, a team of chaplains provide emotional and spiritual support to people of all faiths or none. And their work's about to feature in a new BBC documentary series.
Before we find out more, take a look at the programme.
I found a shirt you approve of. After all these years, eventually we find one of my shirts.
Paul's come to give Saba spiritual support before her operation.
I feel a little bit nervous.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Because like loss of kidney is quite a big thing. Well, at the same time, I'm not that worried. I'm not confident that it's going to go well.
All right.
Because I've had this my 9th operation since now November.
That's a verse from the Quran. And I just want to speak that as a blessing, that you know your God loves you and you know your God cares for you.
As soon as he wakes up, that's when the fun will begin, because he will wake up ready to go. What is happening? Why can't I roll over and make some mischief? Yeah,
indeed. Well, I brought Stanley a little gift this morning. We have these blankets that we have some ladies that make, and I was going through them. Most of them are a bit flowery. This one's a little bit flowery, but when I turned it over, it just looked like a Super Stanley cape, you see.
A Super Stanley cape. We're joined now by David and Louisa Vickery, as well as young Stan, who you saw in that clip, and also the Reverend Paul Nash, who's one of the chaplains at Birmingham Children's Hospital, who also features in the programme. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome to you both. How's Stan?
he's good. He's really good. He's just home with us. He came home on Wednesday.
Just after how long he'd been in
for
hospital?
a year and a half. 476 days.
Not that we've counted.
Yeah.
Not
It's
at all.
been a difficult time for you.
It's been crazy. It's been it's been enlightening. It's been wonderful actually, but it's been a roller coaster.
Because Stan has Down syndrome, but there have been other complications as well.
Yeah. So he was he had a hole in the heart. He's had a number of heart surgeries. He's also had issues with his windpipe and his feeding pipe as well. So day one of birth, he had to have that fixed and sorted out. And then there are a few other few other things that were unexplained, such as he would desaturate. Desaturate for no apparent reason, and he spent maybe 5-6 months doing that.
What does that mean?
When his oxygen level would drop from say around the high 90s down to like the teens into the 15s, and his heart rate would go with it as well. So CPR on a daily basis was common for him.
So while you've been going through this and being with Stan and loving him, as you have, and he's obviously home, and he just not so happy at the moment, but been with him, and as you mentioned, it's been a crazy time. You said, and naturally support is what's needed, and the chaplains in the hospital helped you, and this is your role, isn't it? With the colourful shirts to provide, regardless of faith, regardless of circumstance, it's someone to listen.
Absolutely, Naga, and I think that's the important thing for chaplaincy. We're there for people if they have no belief or if they do have belief, and that's that pastoral, that human presence, to be able to come and listen, to offer that to families. It's immeasurable because they're under so much stress, and you see so much courage in these children and in their families. It's a privilege to come alongside them.
So, Louisa, how important was it, the work that the chaplain did with you when you were at Birmingham Children's Hospital?
I think it's so important. I think we were kind of reflecting on his journey, that every day with Stanley every day for his first 10 months was unpredictable. You didn't know what you were walking into, what you were walking away from, what was going to happen when the phone called. And actually, it's just a person that's there just to support you, whether it be talking about the other children, talking about what's in the news, taking your mind off it completely, or actually being there when something, dreadful had happened or brilliant had happened. It's just someone to share that's outside of the also amazing medical team.
Yeah.
And also
really.
outside your family as well, so someone who
Yeah.
you can actually be maybe a bit more open with.
Yeah, because you have to be, you know, we've got, you know, 3 other children, so you have to be strong for the family, and you have to be, you know, the world unfolds in front of your eyes. In intensive care in Birmingham Children's Hospital, you see everything, the greats and the awful. So actually, you need those moments sometimes to just, just escape it a bit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a quick look at another clip showing just how close a bond can develop between the chaplains and the children.
You've been lovely, Wilfred. You've been great. That's been such fun.
See you.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. See ya. Oh, he's giving you a kiss goodbye as well. Oh, good is that? Oh. Spiritual care works both ways. I mean, obviously, it's entirely about him, but you know, it's just wonderful what he gives as well. And he's just a joy, he's a delight.
Well, that's from one of the episodes of the programme. And Paul, we're happy to see Stan with us here in the studio this morning. And doing
we
better.
are.
But not every outcome is positive. And in a children's hospital particularly, that's very difficult for parents, but it must be very difficult for people like yourself.
It is. The chaplaincy team, Birmingham Children's Hospital, we've learnt to look after each other, and we have to take responsibility for looking after ourselves. And that learning those resilient skills, that we developing ideas around sustainable practice, that we get recharged as well, so we can come back and serve the families.
It's a question that comes up time and time again, particularly when there are disasters, but I bet you get asked it a lot by parents, which is why our child? Why us?
Yeah. I don't think, Bill, there's a really easy answer to that, and we don't. I hope, you know, Stanley's family have found, you know, David and Louisa, we don't come up with trite answers. We don't try and make it better in that sense. There are immense tragedies, and the families live through that, and we come alongside them. Appropriate hope is one of the phrases that we use, of trying to help them come to terms with what they're going through and what the future might bring, whatever outcome that might be.
David, for any parent who's going through what you and Louisa have gone through with Stan and your other children, do you need to have faith to be able to talk to a chaplain? Do you need to be religious? Do you need to have that connection?
No, I don't think so. I think what we underestimated when we arrived at Birmingham Children's Hospital was actually the medical care is exceptional, but actually the wider support that you get, be you religious or not just from the chaplains but from the medical staff as well, is brilliant and is amazing. And you always know that if you're having a great day or you're having an awful day, or actually you just want 5 minutes peace and to be left alone, everyone tunes into that really, really quickly. And you get to know everyone exceptionally well, and they get to know you. I mean, after a year and a half, can't help that really. But it is an amazing experience.
Paul, sorry, I was going to say, Paul, your shirt is wonderful. This is just one of an array of different colours you've got.
In one of the future episodes, you will see my wardrobe at home. There's quite a few. I'm too embarrassed to tell you how many.
Where can you buy a teddy bear shirt like that? Do you have to have it specially made?
You can't. You saw the blanket that Stanley got given by Rachel. Well, the lady
Stanley's
that makes...
cape, wasn't it?
Stanley's
cape, yeah.
he was known as Super Stanley because of the cape. And the lady that makes the blankets, Anne, she makes the shirts for us, and I find the material and she makes them up. And
it's not frivolous though, is it? I mean, it's easy to kind of interpret you as kind of in this. It's almost like people who wear comedy socks or comedy ties, and you think, this makes a difference, doesn't it?
For the families, you know, when they see the chaplain, you can kind of go, you know, oh, there's a dog collar. What's wrong? What's the bad news? It's hard to see. You might not like the shirt, but you don't go bad news. You kind of, you know, that's what the point of them.
Very briefly, you've got Stan home now. Is he with you at home for a while? Will he have to go back in the hospital or?
No, he was discharged a week ago, so he is now a resident, proper resident at home rather than in the children's hospital.
Great.
And touch wood, no no signs of him going back.
And he's
Brilliant.
settling in with his brothers
Yeah.
and sisters as well.
Loving
Thanks
it.
so much for bringing him in.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Children's Hospital Chaplain starts tonight, BBC Two, 7:30. Very moving programme, I have to tell you.
That's all from us this morning. Billy Louise will be back at 6 tomorrow. Have a lovely day.
See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.